should never ever worry you. That should never ever worry you. Always gotta stay 100 and true. The only time I lie is when I lie with you. Put my pride to the side and then I slide with you. I'm just being true.
What's going on, SOJA fam? If you are new to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment down below, turn on that post notifications so that you're notified when we upload a new video.
What? She said.
Ooh. Hey. He literally.
You wanna say hi to YouTube. Hi. Huh? Come. Just say hi. Hi, people out there. My name's Arlo.
He just woke up from his nap, so he's a little like
He's in and out. I'll say he may go back to sleep.
He's a little sleepy baby right now. So we tried to make sure that he was awake for this video, and then he fell asleep.
Thought he was gonna miss it again, and then he fell asleep. We're like,
hi, boo. Hi. Oh, that's a smile that mommy likes to see. Hi, boo. Okay.
So, like we said last video, this video is going to be about our labor and delivery story, but like in more detail. Obviously, like the other video was like so long, and we tried to put as much as we could in there, but there are things that we did not mention. Look at him. Look at you. Who's that? Is that mommy? Who's that? So yeah, the other video was kind of on the longer end, and we didn't really get to like talk because we're obviously going through and like experiencing it. But now that we've gotten a second to like, you know, decompress, process everything, we can really go through and like give a really
tell you
detail.
like what actually happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start from, so everyone, if you've been following us, you know that our original due date was August 15th. So that was the day that we were supposed to, well, that's the day that the doctor says would put me at 40 weeks, August 15th. And we had one final appointment, what we thought was gonna be one final, well, it was a final appointment.
Yeah, technically it was. It was the Thursday before.
The Thursday before, so on August 15th, I was looking at the calendar.
Right, yeah.
So the last appointment was on my due date.
Yep.
So we went to go see the doctor. Over it. When I mean over it, like I was like, if this baby does not come, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So my doctor, she loves us, and we love her, and we trust her medical experience and her advice. So we went in, and she already know that I was over it. When I saw her, I looked at her like,
we laughed. We all laughed.
Sis, yeah, I'm still pregnant at 40 weeks, like, and they say first-time moms typically go over, and like that's just what it is. So I was like, okay. She's like, but you know what? Let me do a membrane sweep. If you've been pregnant before, you know what a membrane sweep is. If you have not, basically she like goes in and like does something inside there to essentially rupture the water bag, or I don't know.
I think it's like to loosen the cervix or something like that. Something along those lines, where it helps your delivery, or you know, your labor progress. It helps your labor progress further by doing that.
It's very interesting.
He is so in tune with you. He's like, tell me more about how I came here. Yeah, you remember some
right?
of this? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so so they wanted to do. She did the membrane sweep, and that was the second membrane sweep she did, because she had did it the week before. The most painful thing I've ever experienced.
But even from that first one to the second one, how much did you progress? Dilation-wise?
Maybe, so I was 1 centimeter when she had did it the week before, and then when she saw me, I was 2 centimeters. So I only had progressed 1 centimeter since the last one. She was like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get this labor going. You're definitely gonna go into labor. Well, not definitely, because she don't never say that.
Right, she would never say that.
She was like, I think it's gonna happen tonight or tomorrow. So we're like, great. So she did the membrane sweep the second time around. It didn't hurt as bad as the first time. The first time, honestly, I thought I was gonna die. Like, I'm like,
I've never seen her in that much pain. Like,
if labor is worse than this, I don't want no parts of it. Like, take the baby out. So
Actually remembering too, though, we did a lot of walking. Like, we did everything possible.
Everything. We was YouTube and yoga.
I was doing yoga with her. I thought I was
like,
going to labor.
Squats. We went to this place. If you live in LA, you know about this place, Studio City. It's called, what's the name of it?
Oh, Wolf, something, Coyote.
If you know about Coyote, they have this like labor-inducing salad. It's basically like a whole bunch of vinaigrette and whatever it is in the salad that's supposed to make people go into labor. Yeah, I saw the video. In the Baby Mama Dance video, we also were trying different remedies on like how to possibly speed this up and have this happen. Nothing worked. So kind of to backtrack a little bit, basically Asia, since we assumed since by the 15th he had not been here yet, that she was gonna go over her due date, she was gonna be scheduled to be induced the following Wednesday, which would have been the what? The 21st? Let's see, let's look at the calendar.
Yeah, I think the 19th was the Monday.
Accurate date.
21st, it was 21st.
Okay, just to verify. Yes, that's correct, the 21st.
So she was gonna be scheduled to be induced the 21st. Basically, induction is just like, they start to make your labor progress for you, because once you get...
They make you go into labor without your body naturally going into labor.
Or kind of like jumpstarts your body, because that's kind of what happened with you. It jumpstart you going into labor.
And I had said that, you know, I honestly, although like I've been pressing my doctor, like literally every time I see him, I'm like, Dr. Mitchell, please make me go into labor. Like, please help me go into labor. And she's like, nope, you're going to labor on your own. I'm not doing it. I'm not inducing you. And at the time when you're 40 weeks pregnant, you don't care. You don't want to hear that. You don't care what the doctor says. You're like, no, ma'am, today, induce me. Like, so, but I really appreciate her not inducing me earlier, because, you know, she was like, she believed that I would go into labor on my own. I didn't need any induction, yada yada yada. And I was like, but Dr. Mitchell, this baby, they saying is 9 pounds. Like, somebody has to get this baby out, because that's what that's what the growth ultrasound was saying, that he was such a big baby. Like, and I was worried like that I would have to, this labor would end up in a C-section, because the way that they were describing how big he was, it was almost impossible that I was gonna push him out. And even when I went to do the growth ultrasound, the tech person, you're not supposed to even say this, she was like, oh, do you have a scheduled C-section? And I looked at her like, why would I have a scheduled C-section?
Right.
Like, I'm here just for you to measure the baby, not for this, whatever. So I was annoyed. So in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my God, this labor is gonna end in a C-section. And for those who have had C-sections, there is nothing wrong with a C-section. The ultimate goal is to get the baby here safely.
Right.
Personally, I just did not want to have a C-section. That wasn't a part of my birthing plan. Like, I wanted to deliver vaginally and avoid the whole C-section situation. But if we had to get him here via C-section, and that was the safest way, and that was the only way, I would absolutely say get him here via C-section. Okay, fast forward. So did the membrane sleeve, tried all these things, nothing was working, right?
Also, to backtrack a little bit, we had gone to the ER that Monday, right? Which was the 12th? Yeah, it was the 12th. We went to the ER that Monday because Asia had like, what was it, mucus plug that?
Oh, yes, so.
Because we have to tell them how many times, like, we have to give them the backstory here.
So I thought my water broke, right? Because I woke up, I was in the bed, that was Monday, right?
Yes, the 12th.
Yes, the 12th. I woke up, and it felt like I peed on myself, or like literally just like water was dripping. And I'm like, is this my water breaking? I was not sure. And I said that to her, I was like, is this my water breaking? I'm not sure. And she was like, well, like, let me see. And it had like, you know,
it was clear, it was runny, it was like dripping down her leg, TMI.
Right.
But it was like, it looked and it kind of like resembled like it would be water breaking. We've never seen it before, so we're like, all right, well, we don't want to risk you being at home and all of a sudden like your labor somehow speeds up from being very slow to very painful, very fast.
And we know someone that basically water broke, and it was not like what TV makes seem like this dramatic, over the top water breaking. I know that your water can break at one time, and then like throughout the day it can get like more fluid will start to come out. So I'm like, oh, maybe this is what that is. Okay, so we like let's go to be safe rather than sorry and then
Right.
have this baby in the house, right?
Right.
So we go.
Toilet baby.
We go to the ER. They check. They're like, no, ma'am, that was not your water. I'm like, okay, so send you home, kind of thing.
And they checked to see how dilated you were.
Which I was still at 2 centimeters,
Right.
right? Had not progressed. No water. They're not gonna admit you. They don't admit you until you're 4 centimeters dilated. Let's keep that in mind while listening to this story. You have to be 4 centimeters dilated, or your water has to have broken in order to be admitted to the hospital.
Yep.
Cool, going home. They asked, am I in pain? No, I was not in pain. I did not have any contractions.
Right.
None of the above.
That opened the floodgates though.
Okay. That night, right, is when it started?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's when I started feeling my first contractions, right? And I was like, oh, maybe these are Braxton Hicks. My water hadn't broken, but I did start having contractions. So I was like, okay, let's time them. And it took maybe like a day or so for them to become consistent,
Yes.
right? And for them to become painful. So
By Wednesday.
it's better for her that she remembers these things, because let me tell you, when those contractions are happening, you don't know the day of the week, you don't know the time of day. I don't remember any of that. Like, I just know that I was in pain, right? So by the time we went in on Thursday, the 15th, to see the doctor, I was already having contractions, and they were pretty consistent. That's why she said she's gonna do this membrane sweep, and she believed that I was gonna have the baby that night or that Friday, the 16th. So I kept that in the back of my mind. We're gonna have this baby that night or the 16th, right?
Yeah.
So the contractions were getting closer together and more intense. So it's like I'm in labor. Like, I'm definitely in labor. Like, when
We thought for sure active labor, because they kept saying they have to be 3 to 5 minutes apart and they have to last for at least a minute. And
Yeah.
we were tracking them on a little like contractions app, and her contractions were that. They were exactly that. But Asia was, after being sent home from the hospital twice, she was like, I don't want to go back again. I don't want to get sent home again. It's a whole thing.
and they was like, oh, don't come back and take contractions right now. Oh, boo, you okay? He's like, you're not giving me enough attention. I need more
Literally.
attention.
Little fake cough. So then she was like, I don't want to get sent home again. This is a whole thing. Like, I don't want to go through this ordeal a third time to get sent home again. But in my back of my head, like, I understand why hospitals do this, because you don't want people to just be laboring at the hospital. They want you to labor at home. However, Asia had been laboring since that Monday before. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, finally Saturday, and we get admitted 12 a.m. on Sunday. I'm like, that's a long time to be laboring
A
at
whole
home.
week. Literally a whole week.
And it's not like she's having these like baby contractions. They're really, really strong. And
Let me
she's
tell you
like
something, hunched over, like snatching my soul kind of contraction.
And they're happening so frequently. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care what they have to say about anything. So her mom was flying in Saturday, which is the day, 2 days after his supposed due date, right? The 17th.
Yeah.
Right. So we went to go get her mom from the airport. Then after we got her mom from the airport, we just went straight to the hospital.
Yeah.
That tastes good, baby.
So, here we go. Get to the hospital. They're like, what has changed? I'm like, they're happening more frequently.
Right.
Like, at that point, they were like literally like 2 minutes apart. And they were intense. Like, and the thing is, at the hospital, they want you to not be breathing when you walk in there. Like, literally crawling on a floor. I'm like, this
But
is
everybody's
dramatic.
pain tolerance is different, so that's why it didn't make sense for them
Yeah.
to say like, oh, you have to be hunched over and doing all this. It's like, you don't know her pain tolerance. Maybe she can just handle pain better than a lot of people. Because you just, y'all just playing games. So I wasn't buying the whole you have to be hunched over not breathing, because Asia had, Asia's gluten free and she's allergic to gluten. Like, it's a really bad allergy to the point where when she first, realized she was allergic to gluten, she was getting these stomach pains that would literally like knock her down. Like, it was unbearable, and she dealt with that for like at least a couple years because she couldn't figure out a diagnosis. Neither could doctors. So like she had to deal with that pain for a long time, and that's a lot of pain to be dealing with for such a long time. And so you just know her pain threshold might be higher than most. Like, imagine anytime you eat anything, you can't figure out what's wrong with you, but you're like, you have this excruciating pain that lasts for days.
Right.
Come on. Clearly she has, maybe I would say, a little more of a pain tolerance than most people.
Right.
So the fact that I saw her like that, laboring at home for literally 5-6 days, I was like, all right, you know what? We're gonna go to the hospital. We picked her mom from the airport, went straight to the hospital, and I was refusing to go home at that point.
Right.
It was
so
just like
they
what
were.
it
Well,
was.
the thing is, get there, excruciating pain, like already, like they're definitely gonna admit me. Gonna check me. I'm gonna be at least at 4 centimeters. They check me. How many centimeters I am? 3 centimeters dilated, and they're like, we can't admit you until you're 4 centimeters. So we looked at each other. We go, oh no, I'm not going home. Like I haven't been at this hospital. This is my 3rd time here. I'm past my due date at this point because now it's Saturday.
Also, her
technically
scheduled
Sunday.
induction would have been on that Wednesday, so I literally had to talk to the resident because we hadn't seen the attending doctor yet, and I was like, hey, so since her induction is going to be scheduled for Wednesday, what's different than her being induced 2 days prior,
Right.
3 days prior? And then she was like, I mean, I'm just going to talk to my attending, and I'm going to try and see. Guess what? The attendant came in and they're like, you know what? It makes sense. You're already 3 centimeters.
Right.
You're 1 centimeter off. Let's do this.
Right, because usually inductions, typically they're scheduled when nothing has progressed in labor at all. Like
Right.
people are like at 1 centimeter, 0 centimeters, have not dilated, nothing has happened. So he's like, technically this is not really an induction because you're already 3 centimeters
They call
dilated.
it augmentation.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it. That's what they call it. So they're like, you just need a little bit of like something to get this started. It's already started. You just
Right.
need that like
a
push.
Yeah.
So we like, okay, like it just got real. Like my heart started beating really fast because like although I wanted this to happen, like when he said he was admitting me in that hospital, I was not going home. Reality like set in, like I'm not leaving this hospital until I have this baby. Like that, like it was scary. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. As a first time mom, you're like, first time person going into labor, you don't know what you're gonna expect. You're like, I don't know what's the end result. Like I don't know how this is gonna.
Also,
like,
you hear we're playing hot potato with Arlo here. So basically, where were we again?
Oh, we just got admitted.
Okay, so we just got admitted to the hospital. And like Adrian said, we were both like nervous, but also excited because at the same time, it's like you waited so long and you're finally getting close to that point. And we thought, oh, it's about to be like a few hours and her labor is gonna be like boom, and then all of a sudden we're gonna have a baby by tomorrow or even later that day because we got admitted at midnight on Sunday, so that's 12 a.m. You got a whole 24 hours,
Right.
you know? So we're thinking like, we're good, we're gonna have this baby so soon. And basically what that did was just start the clock. It just started the clock for her active labor to really commence. And I mean, you could talk about more about the Pitocin and stuff like that because you were actually going through it.
Yes. Oh my goodness, my lord. So this is what they said. They said they were gonna start me on Pitocin. If you don't know what Pitocin is, basically what it does is it makes the contractions happen more frequently and they become more intense. Right? So it's like something that they put into the IV drip thing, right? Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's an IV drip. It's
Yeah.
like a small little like bottle almost. It's almost like you think it's not gonna do much. And then they started putting her on like it was like 0.4 or something like that.
the lowest dose. And
Yeah,
they were like
super low. They
They're
were like,
gonna increase it.
yeah.
They're gonna see how my body's progressing or reacting to it.
Right.
And yeah, so they put me on the Pitocin, and mind you, obviously I didn't have any pain medicine. So another thing, quickly, another thing that they wanted, and I told them I was in excruciating pain every time I went to the hospital. They were like, "Oh, we'll give you some morphine." Right?
How crazy is that?
I'm like, I don't want no morphine. Like, had to take a pause in the play. The kid wanted to.
The kid. That's you.
Wanted some milks. That's what I call it. Milks. Okay, so where do we leave off? We were admitted. Oh, Pitocin.
Pitocin, yeah.
They gave me the Pitocin, and let me tell you. Let me get a little closer.
It's you.
Let me get a little closer. So the contractions started to become closer together and more severe. I'm gonna say this in the calmest way. So we have started the Pitocin, I say 2 a.m. on the 18th.
Yeah.
They started the Pitocin. And the next, by like, I had been on Pitocin, contracted all the way up until I say like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
with no pain medicine. By like 11:30, 12, almost 12 hours of Pitocin with no pain intervention. I looked at Soy and I said, give me that epidural. Somebody get that epidural. And the nurse tech came in and said, let them know when I wanted the epidural, if I wanted the epidural, because the anesthesiologist is not just like a hot quick step. Like you
Right.
don't just call him and he just runs.
It's like place an order and they wait for
Yes.
him to get in, wait
Yes.
for him to come.
Yes.
And trust me, it's like
a million moms there that want epidurals. So I told the nurse, I called the nurse. Well, first I looked at Soy and I said, I want the epidural. And I said to her, and I said, am I a failure for wanting an epidural? Like this is like real life, like real talk. Because I had told myself like I wanted to go natural for as long as possible unless I was in excruciating pain.
right.
And by that time I was exhausted. I had labored all week. They had given me the
earned that epidural
Pitocin,
at that point.
and I like almost felt defeated. Like once the pain started getting really bad. So a part of me, like I don't know, like I just looked at her and I was just like, am I a failure for wanting to get the epidural? She's like, absolutely not. She's like, you're not gonna get a medal. You're not gonna walk out of here with a certificate that
They leave the
says
same
I didn't
way.
get the epidural, right?
Nobody gets a special button.
Right.
You won't even know the moms that got the epidural or the ones that didn't.
Right.
So
The nurse is like, you have to wait a second because the anesthesiologist is in an emergency C-section. And I'm
oh
like,
my gosh.
go get that man. Go get that man right now because I need the epidural now.
Get that man right now.
I don't want to wait. But he came really quickly.
He did.
And he gave me the epidural and I felt like I was on cloud nine. Cloud nine. Everything was great. I was floating. Yada, 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 yada. Numb. That thing started to wear off. At least I thought the epidural was wearing off. Something was wearing off. I don't know what it was.
The epidural wasn't wearing off. The pain that you were feeling in that specific area where the epidural was going to help, it transferred somewhere else and you were feeling a different pain.
Yes.
That's what they said. They were like, you can't control the contraction. No, they can control the
You
contraction
can't control
pain.
the pressure.
Right,
So
from the baby coming
I
down.
started to feel extreme pressure. And what I mean, pressure that I have never felt in my entire life. Like no pain compares to that pressure pain. No contraction compares to that pressure pain. It was not a contraction pain. It was pressure pain. Like I felt the baby basically trying to come down, make his way out.
Big baby.
And it was the most excruciating pain of my entire life. I felt like I was sitting on the baby. Like that's how I felt. Like he was just coming out and I was just like, I'm sitting on him. Like I'm sitting on his head. I feel it, I feel it. Get the anesthesiologist. He needs to come give me something. I don't care what he gives me. And he was like, oh, you know, he wanted to check to make sure the epidural was inserted correctly. Everything was fine. He did everything how he's supposed to do it. And he was a wonderful anesthesiologist.
He was
like,
really
he
great
literally
bedside
kept
manner.
coming to me. Like he felt like so bad for me because
Aja, also, y'all haven't seen Aja in pain, but like she's the most pitiful person.
I'm not
ever
screaming.
seen.
I'm not
No,
a
no, no.
screamer kind of pain.
She
I'm
makes you
just
feel
like
sorry. Like why on earth are you feeling pain?
I hadn't cried the entire labor. I just like dealt with it until that pressure pain came. And like, let me tell y'all, the worst pain of my life. Like it was excruciating. Like I can't even describe the feeling. Like if you gave birth and you could feel that pressure pain, you know what I'm talking about, right? So like, please, Lord, please, somebody has to do something for me. They were like, sis, you only had like 6 centimeters. What do you mean I'm only at 6 centimeters? I
And this
cannot
is
go
like-
the rest of this
yeah.
labor with this pressure pain.
Yeah.
They basically was like, there's nothing that we can really do to get
Help
rid
the
of that
pressure
pressure
pain,
pain
yeah.
besides pushing that baby out. So I'm like, well, how many centimeters? Right, let's push this baby out. 6 centimeters. Hour goes by, 7 centimeters. 6 hours go by, 8 centimeters. It's like
And
the hours
then-
just kept
but then
going.
your water broke, which was good because
at
that
8
means
centimeters, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
took that long.
yes. So at 8 centimeters, my water finally breaks in the bed. This is after they just checked me. They were like, you're 7 centimeters. It probably be a few more hours before anything happens.
Mhm.
They 5 minutes after they left, literally in the bed, you hear a pop and just like, whoosh, like that's literally what
Like
it's
from
like.
the movies, it was the weirdest
From the
thing ever.
movies, like that water breaking that I thought
Like a bucket
happened.
of water, someone just threw it on the
No.
ground.
No.
Everywhere.
Like it was dramatic. So now I know for baby number 2, I will know when my water has broken. I know
No
what that
mistakes
feels
this
like.
time, yeah.
Right, boo? Yeah. Let me see that smile. There it goes. There it goes, boo. It's so cute.
That's what my shirt said.
Dramatic water breaking. And then Soy like runs and like, nurse, I water broke. Like dramatic, right?
Yeah.
So they come, they checked, and they said that basically by looking at my water, the baby had pooped inside. So they needed to give me antibiotics.
Yes.
Antibiotics before giving birth.
Yes.
Right? So that happened, and all hell broke loose after that. Like, I literally got an infection. I started shaking,
had a really high fever.
uncontrollable, had a
Like
fever.
103 fever, something crazy.
I was literally like shaking, like I could not control the shaking.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. And then on top of it, let's not forget this pressure pain.
Still there.
When that water broke, that pressure pain increased by like 50. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was like worse than ever. So water broke. What happened? Like, a few hours go by, 9 centimeters, right?
Right.
Finally,
Finally.
9 centimeters.
Finally.
Maybe like a couple hours go by. She had the nerve to come back and say I was 9.5 centimeters.
Oh my god.
Sis, what do you mean 9.5? Yeah, that's what I said. 9.5. Like, why? Why you even tell me that?
I can't believe it.
9.5, but they said that my
Your cervix on the left side hadn't fully gone up. So,
Yeah.
but then she was like, I'm gonna try one thing, and somehow the doctor, she did some kind of, I don't even know what it was.
And she was like,
and then,
bam, you're at 10 centimeters.
yep, just like that, it went up, and she was like, whoop, you're ready.
And that, when she said that, I feel like she said, like, I don't know, like, it was almost like, I don't know, like, this weight just got lifted off of me. That when she said I was at 10 centimeters. But I was in so much pain.
Yeah.
So
You're
much pain. So you think, 10 centimeters. Oh, they about to come in right now. All these doctors, like, we about to push. She told me that at 8 a.m. He didn't come out to 11:21. So, you know, you see the difference in time. It was like 3 hours after I was already at 10 centimeters until he was born. And that's not because of, I was pushing all that time. No. Because there was a shift change. That's literally what it was. Like, the next shift started at 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was maybe at 7 o'clock when she told me that was at 10.
The shift, yeah. Well,
And
the
the
shift
shift-
started at 8, but then they had like come to introduce themselves, and then like they had to go back, make all the rounds to all the patients, then come back to you. So by the time the new nurse came back to you, it was probably like 9, closer to 10.
Yeah.
And then by that time, you started doing your practice pushes,
Yeah.
and then. Well,
So this is the 3rd shift change since we've been in the hospital.
Yeah.
3 shift changes. We done seen 3 sets of teams.
yeah.
And no baby. Each team was so excited because they wanted to have me give birth during their
shift,
their
yeah.
rotation. So after this shift came in, like she said, it was like, okay, we're gonna get the doctors, we're gonna get your nurse, your new nurse, phenomenal nurse. Erica was her name.
Awesome.
She was like, okay, we're gonna do some practice pushes. So basically, she said, like, most first-time moms, it take about 3 to 4 hours to push a baby out. And I looked at her, I said, ma'am, there will be no 3 to 4 hour pushing
It took you
on this time. No, I don't care. No, I will not sit in labor for another hour.
At that point, it would have been almost 40 hours of just being in labor in that freaking hospital. We were so over it.
So, during the practice pushes, I did so well. She had to call a team in,
Like early.
like right now. Like, you need to come in, like right now. As you guys can see the labor and delivery, push, maybe 40 minutes of pushing overall, everything.
Yeah.
And the reason why it was 40 minutes is because once they lowered the Pitocin, my contractions got further apart. You can only push when you're having a contraction. So literally I would push and then have to wait 5 minutes in between before another contraction. If the contractions were closer together, I'd have that baby in 20 minutes, like literally. So I was literally sitting there like, okay, now we're just gonna wait for another contraction.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all saw in the video, she did so good. Like, it was like scary good with the pushing. Like, after like the first 3 pushes, we could see his hair.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I couldn't see anything. They asked me
Right.
if I wanted to see. I said absolutely not.
Yeah, there's a
No.
mirror, but Asia was like, I don't see it.
No. So
I was all in. I was like, oh my gosh, it's his head.
So as you can see in the video, there's my mom on one end and then there's Soy on the other end. And they're both yelling, push, along with Erica, our nurse. And like, their coaching was like phenomenal. I had felt so defeated. I don't know where that energy came from to
yeah.
push because I was so exhausted. I was tired.
Yeah.
I literally took a nap prior to like when it was getting like everything ready, I was like, I'm really tired. I told her, I was like, I'm sleepy. I want to go to bed. Like, I want to go
we
to
had
sleep.
been up the entire time. Like, y'all.
I hadn't gotten any sleep.
I hadn't
because
gotten any sleep either. It was crazy because I was just basically staying awake with Asia because I didn't want her to feel like she was by herself. So I was just up standing next to her the entire time. You were there too?
What's wrong, boo boo?
You were there too? He wants to stand so bad.
If you guys, you can't like fully see his body,
Like,
basically,
his legs are just like.
he likes to jump. So yeah, push. He slipped on out, and I was like I felt So the thing is, they say like when you get epidural, you're supposed to numb you from waist down. I felt every push. I felt everything.
That's a good epidural, though. They said you're supposed to be numb to the contractions, but not numb to the feeling of what's happening. Otherwise, you won't know when to push, and that's how tearing happens.
Yeah. So I did not feel any contraction, but I felt every bit of the pushing and every single thing. So which they did a really good job at coaching because I didn't tear really badly. Like I was healed within a week of giving birth, which is like an 8-pound, 9-ounce baby, and you're healed in a week. Like literally, I didn't feel any pain down there after a week. It was like that. I was like basically fine. So yeah, he came out, and when he came out, he did have the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. So I did not get to see him immediately. Literally, he came out, and she can tell you that part because I don't know what happened.
He came out, and they were just so quick. Like,
hot potato.
There you go, mommy.
You pee-pee.
Yeah. So when he came out, literally, like, the cord was wrapped around his neck. It was super tight, and you know, it was a little like nerving at first. And then the hospital staff, they were just like so quick. There was 2 female doctors, and they literally just grabbed him. One grabbed the cord, cut it so fast, and before you knew it, like they took him over to the little like baby warming station thing that they bring him to when they're born, and he was already crying and he was already looking around at everything, and everything was fine. You know, Asia was just looking at me, she's like, is he okay? Because at first, you know, there's a little bit of a delay from when he's first born to like when you hear him cry. So she couldn't see anything because there were like so many people around and like stuff all everywhere. So
and one, you know, and also like you expect them to give you the baby as soon as he comes out, and they did not hand me him. So I was like, what's going on? Like, oh,
you burp. You're showing off your burps now, huh?
I was like, what's going on? Like, why haven't they given me the baby? Like, you know, I kept asking her, like, is he okay? He wasn't crying. Like, I literally screamed, like, is he okay? Like, what's going on? And like, you know, once I heard him cry, like, I literally just like broke down from like crying. Like, it was just like a sigh of relief that he was okay, right, boo boo? Right, you were okay. You scared mommy.
Yeah. But I mean, once he came out, everything, we just forgot everything that we had just went through, we forgot the whole process, because honestly, the only reason why we're here is finally here. Like, he was literally the most attentive and like alert baby. I mean, I hadn't been around that many fresh out the womb newborns, but he was like, as soon as he came out, he was just looking everywhere. His eyes were just so big, and he was like, he just couldn't stop staring at everything. And I was like, wow.
And he was born 8 pounds 9 ounces, 23 inches. Like, he was a very, very tall baby. And
they have like a measuring thing that they do for babies when they're first born, and it only goes up to 24. Because they're like, ain't no way the 2-foot baby's gonna be born.
Like, the nurse was like, this is the longest Bigfoot baby I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like,
they're like, look at the size of his foot. That's a 5-month-old foot. It was funny. But I mean, yeah, overall the experience, I would think was pretty positive because of the staff. That even with the different shifts in staff, everyone had like our best interest in mind. They kept asking, you know, what the birth plan was, kept checking on us. Yeah. Arlo. No, Arlo, stay. Look, say hi. Say hi. Who's that? Oh.
He's such a big boy.
He is a big boy.
We'll go on to like another video, what life has been like with a newborn, because obviously these videos have not, and maybe we'll just do like what our routine is.
I was gonna say, maybe we do an updated like morning routine, and then maybe an updated night routine with a newborn.
Yeah, with having 3 people at home now. So obviously we don't want to keep you very long.
It was already a long video. We knew it would be though.
But hopefully you were able to listen to our labor and delivery. It was a positive experience. I told Zoe, I was like, honestly, after it was all over, I can do this again. Like, wasn't that bad. It was bad in the moment, but I can do this one more time.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's beautiful. I think it was looking back, it was such a beautiful experience. I'm grateful that I was able to experience labor, like what it felt like. And you know, some people's like, oh my gosh, it's the worst thing ever. Yeah, it was the worst thing ever. But to me, it was like the most beautiful worst thing ever. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Cause like, look at the end result.
Right,
I would do this a million times if I can get like
face.
a happy, healthy baby. Look how cute he is. Say hi. Everyone's saying like he looks just like me.
I mean, let's put y'all face to face. Go ahead. Come a little closer. No, go closer to the camera so we can see. We can actually see Asia and then mini Asia.
We cannot close out this video without I'm not playing with y'all. This week's super subby shout out goes to King Mar.
Hey, shout out to you, King Mar. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting something positive in our last video. As always, you know, we love you. Thank you for being part of the SOJA fam.
Yes, if you want a chance to be a part of next week's super subby shout out,
What do you have to do?
comment down below something positive on this video.
Okay.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Gotta be.
Hit that like button.
Okay.
And make sure your post notifications are turned on.
It's so simple. Arlo, right? It's so simple.
He's probably hungry.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go feed him. And we'll be back with more videos. Bye!